Today marks 1697 day of day lessons, day reflections. And today I want to reflect about cages. Cages. I think that cages is such an interesting topic because every single person has a chance to put themselves in cage. Maybe even they have put to cage. The most important part is knowing that you're in cage and being able to really get out of the cage. Because sometimes we cannot be aware that we are in cage. Sometimes even self-created cage. So today we'll share 10 things, small things that we're able to really start questioning ourselves and see like maybe I am in a cage that I created by myself and I need to really remove myself out of this cage and become free. And so those are a lot of times labels that we create. Number one is a good student cage. It's interesting because sometimes high performance is not a virtue, even though that looks like from the side. Because sometimes performance is created by anxiety, by fear, by feeling not enough. So those are not built on good foundation. Those are built on negative emotions. Even though that potentially it could bring positive results externally, but it might be that you pursue and get pretty good results, but when you look into inside could be struggling. And that's because that inside is struggling, that is a cage. And from other people say like, oh look, you're succeeding, you get results. You're supposed to be happy, but you're not. Because that's the foundation of that good student, that high achiever. Because obedient people with anxiety, that's how it's called. That's the cage. And I think that being able to remove and of that cage, sometimes you will not get results immediately because you need to really change the foundations. And for me, I always love as well example like mountains. If you're on the top of the mountain or what mountain, and you really understand that this mountain is not the mountain that you're supposed to be, you're not able to jump from mountain top to mountain top. You will need to go down that mountain top and then go climb another mountain. And while you're going down, it will be a lot of challenges, a lot of fears, a lot of doubts. I thought I made the right decision, but now I'm still going down. And as this is one of the most dangerous places to really turn back and go back to the mountaintop that you've been, even though that's a wrong mountaintop. Number two is a salary cage. Salary cage. And that's where I start to think about this topic, this salary cage, because I even imagine in my mind that the business owner is throwing the fishing rod and the bait is a dollar bill. And people are trying to catch that dollar bill and then employee just pull it in their basket. And now they're in a cage that they are fish employees. Now, salary and job is not bad itself. It's not bad itself. It's a great thing for majority of people. That's totally fine. The cage becomes is that you don't see any other option. You stop seeking growth. You stop seeking risks. You stop seeking development, growth, and you're just stuck in that cage and not moving anywhere, and you're not even see there is different things to do. It's great that it's a choice to stay there, but it's not great when you don't have even idea and option that there is different things that you can do. And sometimes even staying in a cage because of fear. Number three, the identity cage. I'm introvert. I'm math person. I'm this kind of person. I'm this kind of person. I'm funny one. Like even though that sometimes is a great to have labels to help to deal with the behavior, but the thing that we need to be very very careful that that label, that cage that created is not detrimental for our growth. Because it's great to be for a season certain person, but it's not great to stay for life. Now about character traits that is actually tremendously good, be able to keep for the rest of life. But some things that we able to realize that this is for a season. And it's very, very dangerous to really create a label that is actually not serving us, and that becomes even a cage. Even because when you have a label that you really want you sometimes keep, sometimes when it says that book by Growth Mindset by Dweck, when we really attach ourselves to one label, we will not do anything that could question that belief. And that's, of course, a terrible cage. Number four is productivity cage. And that means it being busy. And people say, oh, I'm so busy, I don't have any ability to really build a business, create a family, or do something very important in life. I'm just busy. You are busy or productive? Because that's a totally different things a lot of times. Because productive people, most time they're not busy. While busy people, a lot of times is not productive. That busy is becoming a cage from doing the things that you actually want to do, cage to do the urgent things, but not things that are important and non-negotiables and priorities in life. And we can ask ourselves, like, what do I do on a daily basis is extremely important for me, non-negotiables, priorities in my life, or do I do urgent things? And that's again busy cage. And sometimes we do become busy because we want to avoid certain things in our lives, seeing internally what is inside, avoiding grief, avoiding disappointments. There's so many things to avoid. And again, busy could be a cage because of that. Number five, the social consensus cage. And this is interesting because it might be that you want to do some of the things in life that is outside of social consensus. And I think that could be a difficult move, especially if you want to be liked by people. And really walking away from people who and said, like, this is a stupid idea for them. They could not see your vision. And that means that someone could really fall into social consensus cage because they still do the things that their parents, that their friends, that their community want them to do, but they don't do the things that they want to do. And that's a terrible cage to be in. And again, sometimes you need to ask ourselves, what do I do based on other people's opinions? Because I think that 5% of people will be different, and they will never fall into social consensus. And sometimes we need to ask, am I from those 5% people? So it means that there's less like us, but there are like us. And if there are like us, so maybe I need to find a different group who actually have different social consensus. And I think that's okay. Otherwise, we will be in a cage. Number six, the potential cage. And this is again believing that you have potential but never cashing out of it. Oh, I have potential, and if I use it, I will achieve such a massive success. If you have the potential, use it now. Use it now. Even myself, when I think about, I'm guilty of that as well because my channel name was the journey to better tomorrow, and only after 4 years I realized that tomorrow will never come. The only thing that could come is today. So I think that it's extremely important to understand that the journey to better today. We need to really develop our understanding of today, the understanding of and have clarity of the power of today, and only then we can really enjoy today better. And because of we will enjoy better, of course, byproduct of tomorrow will better, but not the goal is tomorrow. Today goal is today. Byproduct will be tomorrow. Otherwise, it will be in a potential cage, researching, planning, optimizing, consuming, and that's not a great place to be in. Number seven is a trauma cage. That means you experience some kind of wound, and now you identify with the wound. And that's a terrible place to be in because you don't do things because you identify with the wound. So like, oh, people like me doesn't do that because I'm the wound. I'm wounded person. I'm survival. And I think that's it's a dangerous place to be in to really to identify yourself as survival. Maybe it's time to really change it and ending it starts like I'm not survival. I am a striver. I'm a person who really is willing to do the work. I'm a person who is developing, growing, improving, and really making sure that I healed, and now I'm able to really be empowered, inspired, aspire to really become the best version of me. And really making sure that we do not stay in that trauma. I think that it's great to really give ourselves time sometimes to heal. That's extremely important. But when we heal, we're not supposed to identify with that wound anymore. Maybe there will be a scar, but scar is not the wound itself. Number 8 is the consumption cage. And this is, again, I think that there's so many people who are stuck in that. Guilty with that as well. Because consumption feels good. Consumption feels good because you learn, you develop, and that growing within yourself feels good. Feels very, very, very good to grow, improve. But the true growth is when you're actually producing some kind of results. So what results are produced by? By action, by production. So we need to produce because consumption is is growing and improving and I have more wisdom and knowledge and understanding. That's great things. But if you never implement those things, you never have a chance to really become great. As I say with belief that knowledge is power, I never agree with that. I never agree with that. Knowledge is potential power. Because of that, some of this could be a book. A book is potentially that in that book there could be a lot of knowledge. But knowledge itself in that book is not powerful. But now when you read that book and use that book becomes such a powerful tool. Otherwise, that book could be just a random book. And I think that is extremely important, really. If you really want to use consumption, we need to consume for a reason. Even like when you read books, we need to really say, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what kind of actions I want to take. What kind of lessons do I need to learn and find the book that could really give me the to relevant information right now. Okay. Or what kind of problems do I have? What kind of solutions you're looking for that I could execute now? And that's again producing and and moving out of the consumption cage. Number 9 is relationship cage. And might be that you are with people who are subtly punishing your growth. Maybe in relationship, maybe you were a certain person and you changed. Maybe you realized that you have been with a narcissistic person. Maybe you had friends that you outgrown or you changed the vision, they kept the same vision. At some point in their season, in one season of life, maybe they were good. But because you moved to other season, they stayed in the other season, or maybe they moved to other season separate from your season. And then it's just direction changed. And that's we're supposed to understand that if we do not understand that some people are there for a reason, some for a season, some are for a lifetime, and if you want to really keep those people that was for a season for a lifetime, we will end up in a cage, and this is a dangerous place to be in because you can be disrespected, you can really fall into that social consensus because you want to still belong, you don't want to release them, but you cling to them, and then you tolerate things that you're not supposed to tolerate. And that, of course, doesn't lead to good outcomes. The last one is the time cage, believing that you have more time. And it's interesting because I truly believe that in urgency, and urgency to do the priorities. Not urgency to do urgent things, urgency to do priorities. The quicker, I really love this statement. I said 1,000 times, and I will probably keep 1,000 times is that the longer we wait, the longer we wait to take action, the longer we wait to really live in the results of those actions. And that's why we need to really make that career move. Take, say that apology, start that business, start working on your health, start creating creative work. Go and say that you like somebody, that you are attracted to somebody, that you really want to move to another step. Leave that bad relationship. Finally, I think that is extremely important to do those kind of things because finally you're able to be free from relationship cage and you're able to understand that time time is one of the resources that never gets back. So time is an extremely important cage. The belief that we have eternally, we don't have eternally. We have very limited time, and being able to enjoy that limited time as best as we can is extremely important. So I hope you reflect as well. I think there's much more cages, but I think those 10 cages is a great place to start to understand. Okay, is there any place that I really limit myself? And that's a great question to ask. Which area of my life do I limit myself? And if that limits me, most likely that's a cage. And when you ask, okay, what do I need to do to remove myself out of this cage? So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.